What is up, Music Junkies? Thank you for joining us for another episode today. So we have Chris Montague from Artikal Sound System. We're very, very excited to have him on here. He's got some really interesting things he's going to be talking to us about today. So, Chris, so this is what we usually ask everyone once we get them on our show. So what got you guys started in the music? Because I am seeing here that you got started, or at least you founded the band that you're in 2012, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So how
did our band get together, or how did like music happen for everybody in the band? Or
everyone for the band, like how did it just like happen? Like what's your guys' story?
It's a cool story, man. I think it's a story of the South Florida music scene and the reggae scene that exists. And so I played in a band with Fabian, our bassist, before we formed Artikal, and then we ended up making Artikal, and along the way we've had different like iterations of the band, different singers, and along the journey we acquired Chris Coe, our keyboard player, and then after that we snagged Adam, our drummer, and then eventually Logan, our singer. And so yeah, I think it happened out of the scene here,
out of the blue.
Yeah, that's kind of a perfect scenario, it sounds like. You guys all have similar backgrounds. I mean, obviously I did listen to your music, and you have a lot of, what is it, a 4-piece band you guys got? Five. Okay, so a 5-piece band. Yeah, and it does seem like y'all have a lot of talent there. You got your keyboardist who's freaking dope, your vocalist, you, and then there's Fabian on the bass. Like he's got some pretty sweet stuff too, man. Like
thanks,
you definitely did your part in like the recruiting to like kind of create your power band. So I totally get that. So how did you get started? Like when did music start for you? Like early age or?
I started playing guitar as a kid, like 10 years old-ish. And then I just really got into music, and as a younger dude got into the music scene and started like making bands in high school and playing in bands and that sort of thing. And then that's just carried on through my whole life. I ended up over here. I grew up primarily on the west coast of Florida, and I ended up over here in college. And just been going at it for a long time, and I just love it, man.
So who would you say are your influences? Who did you grow up listening to that got you kind of to where you are now?
Well, all right. So I think the big thing that happened for me, so I went to North Fort Myers High School on the west coast of Florida. And there was a big ska scene over there when I was a young dude. Okay. And in Florida in general. So I think my gateway to reggae, other than like kind of your Bob Marley zone, was really the ska music and kind of Sublime back then. Yeah. And so that was cool. And I got to see like a music scene and go to shows and see bands. And then when I ended up over here on the East Coast, I think that love of ska morphed more into reggae. There's just a lot more reggae over here. And then I really, really got into reggae once I got over here. And that's, been kind of what I've been working towards for many years now.
Yeah, so ska, I mean, ska is just a fast reggae, it's just a fast, no fucks given reggae. Reggae is more chill, right? Like that's how I see it.
Or what's your definition between the two?
Well, that's listen, so like what is a genre, right? Every genre kind of has a definitive sound, if you will. And I think, I'd be scared to like try to come at this like some expert authority, but
it's your opinion.
I think you're correct. Like listen, the skank rhythm that occurs in ska music is very similar to the skank rhythm that occurs in reggae. It's like almost halftime versus double time, if you will. And so probably if somebody says what makes a song ska, they think of like the guitar going chick 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 chick, and probably a horn section. And then what is the sound that defines reggae is probably still the skank. Any song turns into go chink, chink, chink. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're like relative genres,
Yeah. Okay, so what is your writing process like when you're writing a new song? Because I know you just released one on YouTube like just the other day, or when was that, on the 12th? No.
We had one just happen on. We had a new Sugar Shack come out on Thursday. That I was really stoked on. So writing in the band, it happens in all different ways. It's really cool. Everybody in the team has like a lot to offer in the process. A lot of the lyrics get Logan and I work on most of the lyrics, and we do co-write with people, and we try to work with all sorts of people to write the tunes, and then we bring it to the band, and everybody kind of puts their spin on it, and then we get it done, you know.
Okay, so y'all stay in like the same spot to do your practicing and like kind of work on stuff, or do you do it remotely and then come together?
It primarily, like, well, we rehearse. So we rehearse actually at our bass player Fabian's house down the street is kind of where we have a rehearsal room, and also that's kind of where we track like drums and things like that if we're recording at home. Writing wise, we tend to do a lot of like Logan and I acoustic guitar somewhere. Just, you know, we'll meet up somewhere and write tunes. And then we usually come together. This last time we've been working on a bunch of tunes, a little different. We've been doing a lot of pre-production and like Logic and stuff. Just as a result of everybody being traveling around and all different like quarantine vibes and all sorts of stuff, you know?
Makes sense, yeah.
So
Gotcha.
how did you get started doing the Sugar Shack sessions?
Man, the Sugar Shack sessions is like the luckiest thing in the world. You know, honestly, we got the first one. We got invited to come do it. And, you know, we went and we did the first one. And it's just honestly probably one of the first things that put us on the map at all. I mean, I think everywhere we go, somebody says, like, we saw you on Sugar Shack, you know?
Yeah. They're fucking awesome. I have no idea how they get the sound so crisp and beautiful. It's just amazing. Man.
It's inspiring, dude. Honestly, that team of people from the first time we got to meet them and work with them, and then we got to do some other stuff since then too. You know, we did the first Sugar Shack. We did a Red Bull, this really sick party out on like an island out on the golf course, on the Gulf Coast for Red Bull. It was a stand-up paddleboard race we did with them.
Damn.
We worked with them at Reggae Rise Up, and they're just, dude, they're like the best team of people. They're awesome people, and they're like super sick at what they do. So everything you do with them is just pure fire. It's really inspiring to be around, to watch how they do it.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
Because that Dreams cover you guys did was amazing. Logan's voice is just flawless in that cover. I mean, in every song, but that cover, I was like, wow, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you got like 26,000 views on that one on freaking YouTube. The thing's, I enjoyed it a lot.
Hope it keeps going, man. That was, you know, that whole Dreams thing is we've got a funny ride with that whole situation, because we recorded a cover of Dreams. We put out some videos months ago of live performances. We called it the Okeechobee Sessions, and we recorded Dreams in that session because we had been doing it as a cover. And then between then and like now is when the Dog-Faced 420 thing blew up. So then we made this funny video with Chris Cope. Well, I mean, it's not a funny video. Cope just did the freaking cranberry thing with the skateboard, right? But then his video of the cranberry juice on our YouTube started becoming like our top performing YouTube video. And it it outperformed even like our cover of Dreams. So that one has like 40,000 views. But what's funny is it gets like so much hate. The comments are
it's like, be original.
It's like, you're a bunch of posers. But funny enough, we just answer all the comments like chill, and we actually converted a couple haters to fans, so it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Definitely. Your detractors will definitely become your biggest promoters if you can win them over. Usually it's just they want to be seen and heard, I think. I don't know.
But when we got to go back to the Sugar Shack, we were like, you know what? Look, it's like the song is still popular. We feel like we have a cool version of it. We figured why not put it on their platform, and hopefully it'll go bigger, you know?
Sweet, Chris. So what would you say your favorite song that you guys have written so far is, and why?
Ooh. All right. I'm going to have to stick to, so we've been working on a new album, and I can't tell you about any of those. So
you can give us breadcrumbs, Chris. Come on.
My favorite tunes are probably in there, but I will say probably of the stuff we have released now, my favorite tune Well, we put out Pull Me Close the other day, and Pull Me Close is probably one of my favorite ones right now. It's hard to pick. I like them all. They're all weird and different.
Mhm.
I don't know.
It's hard to narrow it down. That's a hard question. So everyone's favorite, it seems like I'm gonna say that because it has the most streams is Easy Road.
Yeah,
It
Easy
seems like
Road.
that's
Listen,
the most popular
love,
song.
it's hard for me to pick because especially like on the Time EP and stuff, I co-wrote all the songs on there, so I have this like soft spot for all of them. Like they're all my favorite. But Easy Road was really cool how that song came about, and I really love that song. Yeah.
So Changes is probably my favorite song, and I watched that video, and I felt like I was fucking high watching that video. This is such a trippy video. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? How was it filming,
dude?
that?
It was awesome. So we've worked twice now with this director from Nashville named Casey Pierce. He also did the Time video, if you've seen that. And so he had this idea to do the song Changes, but like present the idea of going through changes as like the waves you may go through if you're like having a psychedelic experience at a house party.
Okay.
So that is what it's meant to be. That's why you see Logan is having these like moments
and her eyes,
small, and like at different moments the scene is more blurry or whatever. So like it was that was a lot of fun to film that one. We did that actually. That's at my brother's house, my brother Stuart and his wife Sarah's house. And
Shout out.
Yep. And it was awesome because anytime you do a house party video, you get to have like your friends and your family. And so I love that video because I love to see it and see everybody. And but I thought Casey killed it. I don't know if you could have seen it. You know, it looks so cool in the video. Not that it wasn't cool to be hanging out there, but everything looks so like, you know,
it's so crazy. It looks like a crazy ass party, and then you get Logan all high and shit. It makes me feel like I'm tripping out. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I bet you that video is nothing like how everything went down when you were there. Like you remember it differently, but the video, seeing it probably just blew your mind the first time you saw it, I'm guessing.
Well, you never know. But I will say there was a scene we cut from the beginning. We did a scene, I think it might be on our Instagram because we put it up later, like the intro scene that we cut. And I'm not good about movies, man. I can't remember. There was some film reference we were doing where we actually, in the beginning of the video, we jump out of the truck and go into the house. Yeah. But there was a scene where we were in the truck talking, and like Chris Cope is like bugging out, and everybody is like, is it being insinuated that we're like taking drugs? And then, but we cut that scene just because I don't know. It was like a little bit long. We're a really new band, so we were like, man, we don't want to try to get people to sit through 20 seconds of our like acting.
Bore people that early. I'm not saying it was boring. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no.
That's kind of what
get to the music
your mind is going through.
Yeah.
So, what bands have you guys toured with? What are some of your favorite people that you've played with?
Oh man, everybody that we've gotten to play with is awesome, and I'm a big fan like of the U.S. reggae scene that we get to play in. So for me, it's like always dope. And actually, I was just I was scoping your guys' podcast out to see what I was getting into, and I watched your episode with Zeb.
Yeah.
And Zeb's dope. I got to meet him. One of the last tours we did before everything shut down was with Fortunate Youth and Pacifier.
Okay.
And that's where I met Zeb, actually. He was drumming for Fortunate Youth. And so that was sick. We've been out on the road with the Hip Abduction. They're actually the first guys to take us out on the road. And that band if you haven't ever, I don't know if you guys know of them, but they're just insanely badass. Oh God, man, Pacifier's awesome. We went out on the road with Bally, who took us on our first kind of like national tour. And we've done just different little various runs around Florida and stuff with bands like The Green.
I love The Green.
Yeah.
The Hawaii reggae vibes.
Oh,
yeah,
sick.
So
those guys are too good though. You watch them at the end of the night after your set, and you're like, what?
You know it's funny because my brother actually showed me who The Green was, and they were playing in Warped Tour before Warped Tour got shut down. And it's crazy because there's a lot of different genres at Warped Tour, but it's mainly metal, screamo, emo, punk, And then for a reggae band we playing, my brother brought a CD. He's like, I saw them at Warped Tour. My brother is a gangster. He used to have bald head, tattoos everywhere. So it's it's funny him at Warped Tour. But he just brought me a CD. He's like, I found them at Warped Tour. I was like, what the fuck were you doing at Warped Tour in the first place? And what is a reggae band doing there? And not that I have a problem with it. And fucking fell in love with them ever since.
So you said you toured quite a bit. I saw that you have something coming up for May 27th to May 30th in Monterey, California for the California Roots Festival. Are you guys still on for that, or with the whole COVID thing? I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Whenever that comes back, obviously it's been pushed back a couple times, but yeah, we'll be there. Whenever Cali Roots is like, we're back on, I can assure you that we'll make our way there for that.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, we honestly didn't do that much touring, really. We got to do a couple super sweet tours, and then like the world shut down. We were in the midst of doing, and that's what I forgot to. We were out on the road with the Expendables and Of Good Nature when everything shut down. So that would have been a big tour, But yeah, all the tours are awesome. We love touring, and all the bands that we've toured with have been just dope.
So for one musician that's toured to another, what would one have to have before they embark on that journey? In your opinion, you've done it, it's just picking your brain a little.
Yeah, you got to have, I think the most important thing is probably your mentality. You have to have, you have to be willing and able to maintain like a cheery disposition in hard circumstances. Because it's a tough job. It's a tough job, especially in the beginning. So I think that's probably the most important thing. You got to really want to do it and find enjoyment in it, even when it gets a little dicey. And if you can't do that, it might be a little tough.
Yeah.
How many songs should you have under your belt?
How many songs?
Yeah, should you have on like an album that you're going to be bringing your music to play?
Dude, I mean, I don't know. We've been touring. All the work we've done so far is on a 5-song EP and like 2 singles.
No shit.
So I think that it's mostly about I think any musician or band should always be crafting like bajillions of songs. You should make tons of songs, and then it's really just about just trying your best to be in the industry and get out there and do it. And then once you're in that scene, do your best to be as cool and chill and help everything that's happening around. You know what I mean? There's a lot of moving parts when you're out there on the road. There's multiple bands, and all those bands have different people working with them and around them in the venues. So you just always want to be solving problems and like staying out of the way. And
makes sense.
And, not killing each other. And it's tough, man.
Hopefully not.
So how has COVID impacted Artikal Sound?
Oof.
Yeah, I mean, same as everybody else. I think we're extremely lucky. Our band is really lucky, I think, in the situation that we got caught in. Nobody has been, we've all gone through certainly plenty of struggles and issues, just like everybody else has, but everybody's doing okay. We're still working on music. We still own our van. And so we're ready and hopeful that soon things will start to come back to normal. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's kind of a weak answer, but it's been all right. Let's just say it like that. It's been okay.
I mean, that's good. That's the best answer.
Yeah, it's optimistic. Yeah. You're looking forward to it. I'm sure things will set itself right eventually. I mean,
so did it push you guys to start writing that new album that you're working on?
Oh, I bet you they had to adapt quick.
Oh yeah, man. Well, honestly, we're talking now about how long are we talking now? We're talking like a year.
Exactly a year.
So the first thing that happened is we all came home. I mean, we were in Texas, man, and then it was like they're closing the country down. We came back to Florida as quick as we could because we were also scared at that point. It was so new. Were they going to like block the borders of the states and stuff? So when the hatchet finally dropped, it was like we drove through the night from Texas and came straight home. And then it was the same as everybody else, where there was like, I'd say the first month of it, everybody was just kind of trying to be quarantined and stay at home and freaked out. And so there were several months of everybody just kind of in a state of like, checking in on each other, doing our thing. And I'd say there were many months where really we didn't do a damn thing because the whole world was just like frozen and everybody was in different degrees of like figuring out how to deal with all this stuff. But then once that phase of everything kind of, I feel like there was a tipping point when people were like, oh, it's not coming back to normal like next month, And once that happened, I think we just like, everybody kind of settled to what's going on. And then the cool thing is we wrote a lot of tunes, and I'm pretty stoked on that,
That's awesome.
So you write a lot of tunes. Now, how many songs would you say are in your little black book of unfinished songs?
I don't know. I've got quite a few, but I'm not that prolific. I set a goal this year. We're trying to write a lot of songs, and I'm trying to branch out and write with others a lot more. But, I just try to write as much as possible and with people I work with. I set my goal. I think I'd have to open my little spreadsheet, but I don't know. Me personally, yeah. I'm moving slow. I'm not doing so good, but I'm at like 14 or 15 songs this year or something.
That's pretty good. So I want to know the band dynamic. Like, who's the asshole of the band? Who's the serious guy? Who's the joker? Who's, what's the dynamic?
What are y'all stereotypes?
I'm the asshole of the band. I'm usually the asshole, so.
Yeah, no, I think if anybody else was on the podcast, they would all do the same thing and be like, I'm the asshole of the band. But no, man, our crew, first of all, is awesome. I feel really lucky to have the type of personality types that have like come together. Everybody in our band is very different, but it like really works out well. So, I guess I'll just start. We have Logan, who's our lead singer, and she's just wonderful and very nice. And she does a great job of always being like, just so nice and thoughtful with people. So everywhere we go, people like, I feel like they love our band because they get to meet her. And so she's awesome part of the team. We got Fabian, the bassist, is he's like our rock man. He's the most calm personality. He's the most consistent, and he's also the most analytical, and he's like our technology guru. So anything technological that goes down, you can assure that he had something to do with that. Chris Cope, I'll make him the joker, if you will, but everybody in our band jokes pretty hard. But Cope is the man. He always is there to cheer us up, and he's just a musical son of a bitch, that guy. He's going to find his way to any piano or whatever and always be singing for us and cracking everybody up. And then Adam is awesome. Adam is like our social butterfly. We like to beat up on him. He's the youngest guy in the band, so we really pick on him pretty hard.
Well, his last name means struggle, so go easy on the guy. Come on. No,
I know. Oh, man. Yeah. And he knows, too. We joke about that, too. No, Adam is absolutely the man, and we adore him. And the best thing about him is he's such a people person, man. The guy knows everybody on earth, and I can just send him anywhere and be like, go meet these people. And he can just meet anybody, and he's amazing. And then they make fun of me. I'm the oldest guy in the band. Adam's the youngest. I'm the oldest, and they make fun of me all the time. They say I'm like the band grandpa. They like to make me out. They like to make me out. Here, I'll show you. They gave me this. They like to make me to be out the boring guy. They awarded me this plaque.
Wow!
Oh my god!
Yeah.
So everyone's a joker, pretty much.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I don't know if you've watched any of our like comedic videos or anything, but they're all down to clown around.
That's awesome. So who is someone you want to collab with?
Ooh. Revolution for sure.
That would be sick. That would be super sick. Trying to think of. I mean, man, I like collaborating with everybody. If I could just pick like a wild anybody I want in the world to work with me right now, like my favorite reggae artist is Protege, so I guess I'll just pick him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. All right. Well, shoot. We can't really talk about anything new that's coming out, so that's a big bummer. But let's see.
I got a question. All right.
Yeah.
So I asked this to Zeb and Victor from Tribal Seeds.
Okay.
So what do you think about the new pop reggae? Like how reggae has transitioned to the raw. I mean, there's still a lot of raw artists in reggae, but it's transitioned to a lot of pop. Um,
Go from
not
Sizzla to
really.
Damien.
Right,
So
right. All
what do
right.
you what
Yeah.
do you think? Because you guys are like I would say you guys are like right in the middle. You guys have the rawness of the raw music, but you also have that kind of newer the synthesizer and stuff like that. So you have a little bit of
Well,
both.
the real question and what you're really starting to dabble in here is reggae is a music that has kind of a historical significance from Jamaica, and it's
Yeah.
rooted in like the suffering of a people, and like and so there's always this question of like, if somebody does a different type of reggae, is it not like, you know what I mean? So I personally, I'm not scared at all of the word pop because it means that something's popular. I think that when it comes to music, it's either just good or it's not. And
Yeah.
so if you have a dope song that's reggae and it exists in the pop world, I think that's awesome, man. And I wish there was more of that. I think there will be more of that. And yeah, I think anybody making reggae, as long as you're respectful to the genre, um, I'm cool with pop reggae or any sound. I'm never gonna come across and try to be like a reggae snob or something to be like, that's not real for you to get your history thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good answer. That's a really good answer.
Okay. So I do have a question for you. I do know that you play guitar and you do sing. So when you are writing, do you go with a verse first, or do you try to write the hook and then build around it?
That's a good question. I think that like it all happens in every direction,
Mhm.
So, but I'd say the average thing that happens, I think the hook usually comes out first, just because it's like, if you're sitting down and you're starting to wrestle with the song, it's like, what is the song about? And so like the moment where the song really says what it's about is the hook. So
So how do you how do you put it in? I guess what I'm trying to ask is, how do you piece everything together once you got something?
yeah, like making the arrangement.
Yes.
Um, and that also happens in all different ways. So, usually we try to finish writing a tune, and in that way the song will be kind of laid out at that point, like whatever pattern's gonna be verse, chorus, or whatever. And then once we get down to the instrumentation, unless we're like playing it, we say, hey, we should switch it or something. Usually it ends up pretty much in that order we figured out from the beginning. I don't know. I feel like a song is a puzzle and they solve them. You have to solve them. So I think they kind of dictate themselves as they get going, because everywhere is like, oh, it feels like it should do this now.
Yeah. And do you guys record everything and produce everything yourself, or?
Looks like it.
Well, no, I mean, like we do a lot of work like on the front end. I would say we do a tremendous amount of pre-production. So like if I speak to, for example, the Time EP, or even the last two singles, Traffic and Unfortunate, we actually recorded those at a buddy's studio in town. His name's Dean Fishback. He has a studio, Seven Hills Studio, down in Hollywood, Florida. And he helped us so Time was self-produced with the help of Dean. And we recorded it there. Then the second the two singles after Traffic and Unfortunate, we also recorded at Dean's house, and we self-produced, but then we had them mixed by a friend of ours in Deerfield, Nico, and those are super fire. And he took a production role in that to kind of like swap some of the sounds out and make them what they are. And then this new album we're working on is one of the first ones we'll do with a producer, so that's exciting.
Oh, so like an actual producer, someone to come in and that's
cool.
how are you gonna adapt to someone else coming in and taking over that role when you guys have been doing it? Do you think it'll be hard?
Man, that would be a pain in the rump.
But that's also another spot where we're really lucky to have we have an open-minded band, dude. Like everybody in our band is super open-minded. So, and they're really open to learning. So yeah, no problems there, man. We like to collaborate and learn from others.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, that's the best way to go about it. Because if you go in, you're like, no, I want to do everything myself. You'll never be able to work with a producer.
I feel attacked, Mario. Fuck off.
I was staring right at you. Anyways,
I know you were.
how many instruments do you fucking own? Because I could see behind you, like, how many do you have?
I'm almost there.
well, let me preface this. So my wife and I ran a music school and a small music store for many years. We closed it during COVID-19 because shit got really crazy. But I don't know if that makes any like excuse for my guitar collecting problems. But we also teach music out of this room. So these aren't all mine up here. But I don't know. We got a bunch of instruments, dude. We just been, I'm lucky. I've acquired guitars over the years, and I've been playing guitar a long time. So.
Oh yeah, your grandpa. I forgot about that.
That's right. So, no, but we got.
Is that a bass or a uke up there on the? I think that's your left. Your back left.
Let's just go check it out. Let's see. There's a bunch of stuff actually. And so my wife plays ukulele. Hold on. How do I flip this?
Okay, so that is a uke.
Yeah, that's a uke on the front. Then this is a ukulele guitar.
Damn.
This is an old Fender I had back in the day. This is my first guitar, actually. I just got this recently. My mom moved, and so she was kind of
nylon strings. I freaking love it.
This
Classicals
is
are my favorites.
Yeah, I love this one. And then this is my sweet new Paul Reed Smith. They gave us, dude, it's so sick. It's like a dream come true. They gave us 2 to use for the Sugar Shack sessions.
Yeah.
So the black one that Logan was playing and that one we got, and they're very badass, dude. They're wonderful. And then, I don't know, we got a bunch of weird stuff. The U-Bass is cool if you ever get a chance to mess around with the U-Bass.
Oh,
This was
sick.
my main guitar for many, many years, man, the Fender. And then
That looks like an Yngwie Malmsteen version, kind of. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's got a really sweet Telecaster.
This is my yellow Stratty.
Oh, she pretty.
Yeah, this thing's a gig monster. And then, but my main thing lately has been the PRS. This one's sick. This thing is fucking sick.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, hell yeah. That's just like this one. Oh,
Yeah.
my microphone!
Man down.
I came unplugged.
Dude, I didn't mean to get you all excited.
He got all excited. You see, you put a guitar in front of Jake, and you just like.
This
I was
one's
gonna
cool,
show you
too.
my Paul Reed Smith. I'm like, it's just like that one. Wow, that's trippy.
Ooh.
Yeah, this thing is sick, dude. This
Ooh.
is the Gibson Zoot Suit. It's kind of like a skateboard deck kind of vibe.
I was about to ask. That looks like
Literally.
a bunch of skate decks just put together, compressed together.
Yeah, man. So, anyways, but I really don't. I mean, honestly, I have. It looks like a ton of guitars, but a lot of them are kind of like family things that have been kicking around.
Yeah.
And through owning the music school, we have like, I don't know, we've been lucky to acquire some stuff along the way. So,
And so,
you know,
are you guys all living? I mean, you're teaching music and you had your own business, but are the other band members like living off the music, or do they all have like the 9-to-5 jobs or the little part-time jobs or whatever?
Yeah. So everybody does different stuff. Our bassy Fabian, he works for a big cannabis company actually in town here, and he was actually working kind of remote while we were on the road anyway, so he's been cool with that whole deal. Adam, our drummer, the same way. He works with he's like a sales rep for a CBD company in town. Our piano player, Chris Cope, he teaches a lot and he gigs a lot, so he's kind of the same boat as me, doing his thing. Logan does all sorts of various stuff, from like nannying kids and just whatever. Who did I leave out? No, that's everybody. Yeah, so we're all just, like I said, we're really lucky, man, the way that the whole thing unfolded for us. We were able to like maintain and be all right for the most part,
Yeah.
It wasn't easy, but everybody made it through it. Nobody
That's awesome. So that's pretty much everything I have. Jake, do you have any more questions?
No, I think I'm pretty much good. Outside of the fact of like, you guys obviously love Fleetwood Mac.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, we love I mean, listen, we really love like a lot of eclectic taste in music. That's the other crazy thing. I mean, it's wild riding in the van when everybody takes over the different music. But yeah, we love all sorts of stuff, but especially like classic rock and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, a little versatility there. That's good. Well, I mean, now's your chance. If you have anything you'd like to say to our listeners or your listeners that may be watching the podcast, any upcoming stuff.
Yeah, I just want to tell everybody, that we're hopeful that some shows are going to come online. Things are starting to book. We feel like hopefully soon we'll get out there and play.
Mm-hmm.
We promise. We've been working really hard and really diligently on something that's going to be super sick when it's ready, which will be soon, hopefully. And yeah, we've got a bunch of Sugar Shacks rolling out, so just keep tuning into those. And I feel like, the main thing is just hang in there. I feel really positive towards like the fall coming up. I think we're going to see a lot of stuff start happening.
Awesome. Well, thank you again.
Well, I'm
for
definitely
coming
looking forward to seeing stuff. Thank you so much for joining us, Chris. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Well, if there's anything you need, feel free to reach out. We'd be happy to hear from you again. Maybe get you on the show again in the future to kind of check on you, see how you're doing and what's new and coming up with you. But
right on.
Thank you so much for your time today, sir.
Thanks for having me, guys, and thanks for showing an interest in our band. And maybe we'll circle back when the album's ready, and I'll drag some of the other members on here and we'll hang out.
Hell yeah.
There we go. There we go. Sweet.
Well, that was Chris from the Artikal Sound System. I love that band. Honestly, I started listening to them. I saved pretty much all their songs, so I'm gonna bump them. If you haven't heard them, they're great. Reggae. It's hard to classify them as he said. They have a lot of different sounds, but they are like a newer age reggae type. And they have the Florida beach vibe, so you could get down and party with some of their music. But
you can party with all their music, man. All their music's fantastic. And if you haven't checked it out, you should definitely go check them out. I don't know if we're gonna have any links in our description, but chances are you follow our Instagram and other stuff. Also, don't forget to go to our merch store and check out what we have. Maybe support us. And as we mentioned before in one of our previous podcasts, we'll bring you on. We'll give you a little shout out on the show. Just to say thank you for supporting us the way that we hope for. So
yeah. We also have a donate button in the description. Help us keep keeping on. And again, we'll shout you out. Anything you want. And if you want to listen to anyone, let me know now because we're getting booked.
Definitely give us some
faster than we can keep up. I have probably like 40 pending messages that I have not responded to because I'm already booked. We're booked 5 weeks right now?
Basically, back to back.
5 weeks, back to back of interviews. This season's going to be the longest season ever. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep going until we can't no more. So if you have anyone you want on the show, please let us know. We'll run a poll, and if people like it, we'll hit them up. So,
well, once again, from Mario and I, we love you guys. Take it easy, and we'll see you next week.
Stay safe.